Neighborhood Service Awards recognize individuals in the community who have made outstanding contributions to Hartford neighborhoods. It's my pleasure to announce this year's 2020 Neighborhood Service Awardees: Delene Richards Falcon, Elizabeth Gianetta-Ramos, and CREC's Impact Academy. And now you will hear more from the awardees as well as the people who nominated them.
I would say that Impact Academy is a remarkable educational opportunity for students who, high school students from Hartford, from actually the greater Hartford area, that have the opportunity to hone their skills, to learn, to do project-based learning, and to contribute to their community. It's a really unique, remarkable educational opportunity for high school students. They're right here in this Frog Hollow neighborhood. The students have visited various sites, historical sites in Hartford. They've done research, they've done mapping, they've done pictures, research based on pictures, and action-based research. They've highlighted all of the historical areas in Hartford, or not all, but many of the historical areas in Hartford. A lot of the young people live here in Hartford but have never visited the historical areas in the Hartford area, and they've gotten to learn. So they get to highlight and promote their town, their city, their state as well. What stands out for me for Impact is their STEM-based project learning. The students were able to work on these really innovative projects, ranging from a boxing glove with an installation light that will decrease the impact upon touching the individual. They also worked on a robotic hand for people with disabilities that can't hold things. They were also able to create solar cell phone chargers. These are high school students, right? All involved in this STEM-based learning. And they also worked on a self-scoring basketball hoop. And these are the kids that probably weren't as successful in streamlined school system, high school system. And here at Impact Academy, they were given the opportunity to learn, to grow, to expand and hone their skills on, particularly with project-based learning. So these are kids that we would deem normally at-risk kids, but these are not at-risk kids. These are opportunity kids, and Impact provides them that opportunity.
We serve at Impact because we want to show our students that there's more to the community than just where they're used to, as far as when they think of residency. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a productive citizen and give back to a community that's yours? To have that fulfillment of, this is where I belong and I want to be able to provide for others and be proud of where I come from. So what motivates us at Impact is we lead everything by our habits of success. One of those habits of success that we want our students to always go by is, be proud. And being proud is being able to give back to your community, have that sense of accomplishment and being able to give back to others and have that good feeling that it brings you to see that you're doing something good. I particularly am from Hartford, so being able to work in Hartford along with youth that remind me of myself when I was their age is an awesome feeling, and being able to give them opportunities that they normally wouldn't have, and know that this exists within their communities. And if they're provided with those opportunities to explore the world and not just keep them in this bubble of where they're used to coming from, is an awesome way to allow them to become productive citizens in our society.
So if you want to look at the impact that Delene has had on the neighborhood, all you need to do is look at the street that she lives on Wolcott Street. If you were to drive down Wolcott Street, you would see a community mural and a playground built on a vacant lot. She was part of the group that applied for a Love Your Block grant, and she was part of the team of neighbors who in the hot sun painted that mural with kids from the street and constructed that playground out of tires and wood. If you were to look in front of her house, you would see the flowers that she planted purposely so that less trash would accumulate on her sidewalk. And you also, if you go on the right day, might catch her picking up trash on her street. In addition, she has been committed to an initiative called Frog Hollow Safe, where she has been instrumental in planning competitive community cleanups that have ended up collecting over 600 bags of trash over the last couple years. Without Delene, none of those efforts would have happened in the way that they did. And so her impact has been huge on the neighborhood. So when I think of Delene, the first few words that come to mind are committed, dedicated, passionate, enthusiastic, and humble. Delene is a person who is very easy to fly below the radar because she doesn't lead in a flashy way, but she leads with a quiet confidence. And though she's not making the headlines, consistently, persistently, over time, she has made countless impacts on her block and her neighborhood and her community, which is why it was a no-brainer to nominate her for this award.
People that want to follow in my footsteps could serve by volunteering at a local organization that is making a difference in their community. And everyone can serve. So like my neighbor, she was complaining to me about the mess in front of her gate. I suggested that she make it beautiful with flowers. And she painted rocks. And then we were there amazed discussing how there was no more trash there. I am proud of the before and after transformation of the community, the cleanups of SINA, and the playground by the Love Your Block project. What motivates me is that feeling I get whenever I serve the community. It always feels like I get more than I give. It's just a give that never stops giving. The biggest reason why serving is so important, it's like it helps others to see, like if a place is not the ideal situation and it's a mess, it helps others to see that you can make a beautiful masterpiece out of it. So I serve to help encourage others to serve. When people serve, it no longer is about themselves. It gives them bigger meaning, bigger purpose, and it gives them a sense of fulfillment in life.
Elizabeth Gianetta is passionate, compassionate, and does anything for kids. She is a go-getter, determined, and it's the reason why I nominated her. She is just full of life and wants everyone to have the same opportunities that she was blessed to have. As a 15-year-old, she went out into the community and asked other kids what they wanted to see in their neighborhoods. The reason why this is so significant is because this was in the 90s when Hartford was plagued with gang activity and violence. And so she wanted other kids to feel safe and have a place in the community, and she did something about it. The story that stands out the most is a time when I sent her over to Burns Academy of Latino Studies. That is a school in the Frog Hollow neighborhood, and she had been in the south end of Hartford for the majority of her career and was not too happy to be changing. She created Make a Difference Day, where they were not only painting and remodeling the school, she was having activities with the kids that made them feel good about their neighborhood and their community. And then she did the most amazing thing. She established a partnership with Knox and others that created gardens in the school. They were able to plant the seeds, nurture it, watch it grow, and then cook it. So we created a farm-to-table program where the kids learned to eat healthy, they learned about etiquette, they learned how to cook at home with their parents. She really is good about listening. She listens to the needs of the kids and the families and creates programs like those that really make a difference in kids' lives.
I got together with a group of other youth in the neighborhood. I went to a neighborhood meeting. It was Hart at the time, and my dad asked me to go. And so I didn't want to go. I was a 15-year-old, 15-year-olds want to be home. But he's like, Ellie, I need you to come with me. And I'm like, all right, Dad, I'll go. And so when I went to this meeting, the neighborhood residents were complaining about us young people destroying their neighborhood because it was in the 90s. And so I said, well, there's not anything for us. So what do you want us to do? And she said, well, do something about it. I said, I will. So I was a little sassy, 15-year-old. And so I got together with those 6 other youth in Hartford, and we rallied and we went to City Hall meetings, and we got funding for a youth center. And we started very small in the basement of St. Augustine School, and now we have grown into this amazing organization that's still around for 25 years. So why do I think it's important for others to serve? I believe that you get that gift when you're young. I've noticed in my daughter who loves to serve, and she's serving her community as well. She goes out and she serves the homeless. She goes out and prays for other people. She goes out and makes sure her friends are learning how to give back. I think it's such an important trait to have, to be able to serve others and to love on them and to make sure that you're there for them. So I want to encourage young people to be bold. I want them to be courageous. I want them to be resilient. I want them to go out there and change the world because they have the power to change it. They are the ones that are going to make our future brighter.